Yo, what's going on, Clutch Crew Sports fans? This is Eric, your ranting co-host here, and I'm back with another Prize Picks episode. This is going to be for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. As always, I'm going to recap how I did in my last lineup. I'll give you my results, and also I'm going to highlight my merch as I always like to do. So once again, I've got the gray Jaguars hat on here that Susan got me. This is probably my favorite hat just because I can literally wear it with pretty much everything. And then for my shirt, going new here, this is my other OKC Thunder shirt that I have. And my mom and dad got me this for Christmas last year. So shout out to my mom and dad. They're pretty awesome. So I really like this shirt a lot. I figured I'd wear OKC shirt since the NBA draft's getting pretty close. So all right, guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna get into the video here, and first I will recap my last lineup, which was this one right here. This was the last one I made a video on. Unfortunately, I did not win on this one. I had the Boston starters getting over 1.5 threes in the first 6 minutes, and I did hit that. They hit three, and they actually hit two within the first like minute and a half or 2 minutes, I think it was. So I got this one pretty easily. And then Kevon Looney really let me down here. I really thought that I had this one in the bag. I know Zach picked this as well. We were rooting for this one together because I was doing a fantasy score here, so I had him projected to get over 22. And I want to say he had something like 13 or 14 after the first quarter. So I thought I had it in the bag. I thought it was over, but unfortunately, in the second quarter, the only thing he did was he committed two turnovers. And I think in the third and fourth quarter, he really didn't play that much. Like in the fourth quarter, I don't think he played at all. And in the third quarter, he just got a couple rebounds. It wasn't enough. It was crazy that after one, he had like 13 or 14 and only finished with 15.9. So that was disappointing there, but I really felt like I could have had that one. I was pretty confident with it going into it, but sometimes that's how it works out. So let me see what other ones I had. Yeah, Kevon Looney let me down again in this one. Just needed him to get 3 points. I thought that was going to be pretty easy for him to get, and he only got two. So another letdown there. And then I pushed on this one. This was the second half of the most recent game where I got Wiggins over 17 and a half fantasy points in the second half. And Tatum, literally, if he just makes one of those last two free throws that he took, where he missed both of them, I would have hit that. So definitely been having some mixed results here. Did a baseball one that was free, basically, and I didn't get either of them right. I don't know much about baseball, though, so that was mainly a guess. But so we're going to get into now my top picks for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. And I've got a couple of maybe what you would call more so unusual players. I'm not picking any of the stars in this. I'm not picking Steph or Tatum. I know a lot of people might pick Clay with Game 6 Clay being a thing. And if that comes true, then he'll obviously hit. But I don't know. I'm just not confident enough on him. So the two picks that I have, the first one is going to be a points overall, but I'm going to go way down here to the bottom. And I'm going with Gary Payton at over 5.5 points. He played over 20 minutes in the last game. I think his over under was either 3.5 or 4.5 points. He hit it easily. He ended up getting 15 points. And obviously in some of these other games he didn't hit that, but he also didn't play as many minutes in those games. But I figure if Golden State played him, several minutes in the last game, I think they felt like he was going to be a valuable piece for them. He's obviously over his injury now. And if he plays even remotely near the minutes that he played in the last game, I feel like this is going to be a pretty easy pick. So, some of these other guys, they've been playing the whole series. They've been playing tons of minutes. So their over-unders have been pretty much staying about the same. And sometimes they're hitting a little bit over. Sometimes they're hitting a little bit under. It's a little harder. I mean, obviously this stuff's never a guarantee 100% easy to predict. But I feel pretty confident with this pick here in Gary Payton getting over 5.5 points. I actually thought about picking him in the last game, but I ran out of time, and then the app was frozen. I couldn't get my picks in, so but I would have hit that one if I had done it. But it's okay because my other stuff I missed, so that I was going to do I missed, so it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But anyway, my second one, I'm going to go over to the turnovers, and this might be a little bit of an unusual pick. I haven't really seen anybody talk about this one or pick this yet, but I'm going to go with Robert Williams to go under a half a turnover. And I know you might be thinking that that's kind of crazy. Boston's been committing turnovers like crazy, and literally if he gets one turnover, I lose. But if you look at his previous games here, in the last 4 games, he has not had a single turnover. So mainly just because I think because his main role, defensively, he's a defensive guy. He grabs rebounds and then he kicks the pass out. And then usually when he gets the ball offensively, it's like under the rim as he's going for a layup or dunk, like either whether he gets an open look or whether he grabs an offensive rebound and puts it back up. So really, unless he like commits a charging foul or just gets stripped as he goes up or something, he's not a primary ball handler or anything like that. So, unlike guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart who hold the ball a lot and they're more vulnerable and prone to committing turnovers, I feel pretty good with this, just knowing that in 4 straight games he has not committed a turnover. My only worry with this one is he has been playing more minutes, which obviously the longer you're out there, the better chance you have of committing one. But he's pretty safe with the ball, and so he's not. It's like he's not touching the ball all the time. So I feel pretty good about this pick as well. So these are going to be my 2 primary picks, and I'm still up a little over 100 in the profit, so I'll throw 20 on this. That's kind of been my normal for the NBA Finals games. Usually the sports I don't know as much about, I'll bet 5 or 10, but I'll go 20 with the NBA Finals here. I'm going to lock that in. I do just want to real quick share just a couple of other picks that have kind of caught my eye. I just decided not to go with them. The first one is going to be the Boston starters hitting over 1.5 threes in the first 6 minutes. I did pick this in the previous video that I made, like I talked about, and it hit. The last game, in Game 5, Boston did not hit this. They actually did not hit a single three-pointer. But in the first 4 games, they hit, and I think they got at least 3 every time. So I expect them in Game 6. They're back at home. They're going to be really fired up. They are going to be desperate, obviously, since if they lose, they're out. So I expect Boston to come out aggressive. I won't be surprised if they jack up a lot of threes and hit a couple. So that one is tempting for me. I might still change my mind and make another one with this in it. And then another one that I've seen that's tempting, but it's a guy that's let me down a couple times, Kevon Looney. So I think that's the main reason why I didn't pick him, just because he has let me down the last couple times. But just with his rebound stat here at 6.5 rebounds, I feel pretty confident on the over on that. He's hit that in 4 of the last 5 games. In Game 5, he was in foul trouble. Like, for some reason, in the first 3 minutes that he played, he committed a foul a minute with 3 fouls. And so that really limited his minutes. But he also hasn't played as many minutes in the last couple games as he was earlier in the series. So that's the only reason why I'm a little worried on this. But rebounding is what Looney does best. So if he stays out of foul trouble and plays more minutes than he has in the previous games, I do think he'll hit that. And we've been talking about it on the podcast and in our group chats and stuff, and I really feel that whenever Robert Williams is on the court, that the Warriors do need to have Looney out there to prevent him from getting offensive rebounds. So if Looney plays his normal minutes or what he was playing earlier in the series, I think that one can be a pretty good hit as well. So I might do those 2 as well, but it's just a lot to think about. But so like I said, I've got the 2 that I've submitted already. I guess that's going to be it. Those are going to be my picks. Let me know in the comments if you like my picks, if you agree or disagree. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, or if you've got something different that you're thinking about going with, drop that in the comments below. I recently joined a PrizePicks group on Facebook, and I've joined I followed a couple people on Twitter and interacted with some people that play PrizePicks on Twitter. It's fun to try to help each other out and come together and try to help everybody win some money. So And I guess the last thing before I go, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we'd be grateful if you would do that. We're getting close to 300 here, 288, so just 12 away from 300. We're still like looking at our viewership here for some of our latest videos. These numbers are definitely higher than what we've been, what we've been getting in the couple months before we started doing more content for you guys. So we're grateful for that. We've been getting some comments and things like that as well. So we're happy to interact. You can follow us on Twitter. I didn't. Zach and Connor in their videos have been putting their Twitter like down in the thumbnail and stuff, or in the corners and stuff. I haven't done that yet, but you can follow our group Twitter at clutchcrewsport, and my individual Twitter is at rantingcohost. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be not sure when I will do another one of these, just because this could be the last game, and I'm not too familiar with baseball. Maybe I'll do a hockey one. Maybe I can get like Zach or Connor to join me for a hockey prize picks or something, but they can give some tips on who they think will do well. But all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. With that being said, peace.